Let's look outside. Unfortunately, no more northern lights for us. The sky is completely clear. Now, on the bright side, that does mean once we get to sunrise, we've got nothing but sunshine. 36 degrees currently. Feels like the upper 20s still, so we've seen at least the feel-like temperature get a little bit closer to the actual temp, and then our dew point slowly climbing as well. This is good news for all the warm weather lovers. This needs to continue to climb, and soon enough it will be in the 40s. Now, this won't be something that sticks around, but we will at least have it for at least the end of this week. Now, on our satellite radar, clouds off to the northeast. Those are generally staying off to the northeast. We've got a good setup for dry air, and even this cloud movement still favors. You can see it kind of moving in from the northwest. So we're not going to see our overall wind change until we get to tonight when we see this next very weak front pass through. But temperatures and wind chill currently are at least favorable, as in we're away from that drastic 10 to 15 degree drop off. Most of us are at least within 5 to 8 degrees of our actual temperature. We might have a few spots that are a bit strong, a bit more drastic, but you've got Fort Dodge at 34 and it actually feels like 34. But of course, get down to Ames 39 and 33. It just all comes down to what the wind is doing. And about 3 or 4 of us have a calm wind setting, but most of us between 5 and 12 miles per hour. And we're not going to see this really pick up. We might see the calm areas get up to 5 to 10 miles per hour, but generally it's a good classic setup. So very little wind chill impact, especially with our sky remaining clear. Now we get to Wednesday or this afternoon, a few clouds moving around in the sky, northwest to west wind overnight that will drift to the south. And now we have just a few more clouds passing through. At this point, any kind of moisture we have will give way to at least a scenic cloud setup outside. Nothing covering us, nothing leading to rainfall just yet. The end of Thursday continues a southeast wind. Most of us should break 60 on Thursday, and if you're just below it, you'll easily break 60 by the time we get to Friday, as we're starting the day off on Friday already in the upper 30s and low 40s and warming up very quickly for that afternoon. But we do have rainfall coming in. Now our cold front passes Saturday into Sunday. It's a very dry front, but it does have a fair amount of temperature drop with it. And then we see the backside of this front kind of lift back northwards in more of a stationary front boundary, giving way to at least a chance of rainfall. But keep in mind, we're showing this blue to light green is that 0 to ½ an inch rainfall margins. And most of this does stay off towards the eastern side of Iowa. So a lot of us in central Iowa are going to miss out on the rainfall, but ultimately it's not enough to where it would make a big difference anyways. The bus stop looks pretty good. A little bit warmer morning comparatively, but still on the colder side. But we have that warm afternoon. Now for your dog walks later, this should be top notch. Bella at the Animal Rescue League main site. So excited for the good warm weather we have coming up. She's a 4-year-old pitty. She would love for you to come adopt her. But hey, for your other dogs, green paws across the board, no real concerns there. Now, the warm up for the rest of the week does put us in the upper 60s by Saturday. There still could be a few spots that hit 70, but this front is just going to create too much cloud cover and pass right before we really get that good warming stretch coming our way. Now, the cool down afterwards is pretty aggressive. We are going from a high of 67 down to 55 and then holding in the 40s for a good chunk of next week with rain chances kind of bouncing around. None of this is overly strong, but it is at least still a chance for rainfall that we're going to need. Joseph?